Welcome to the Texas Goat Radio Show. I'm your host, Matorius. This is part 2 of the 1779 live stream. In the last part, he actually revealed his Luciferian techniques as far as saying something that is untrue, that is a lie, and then getting his audience to physically respond by saying, "Do you understand?" That way, whenever they agree, they make that lie a reality. And now he's going into the Made by Jim Bob show.
This is a guy who claims to be a Christian. Okay? Listen to this. He hates Toronto Jew Bear.
The fact is, people who leave the jersey behind from the Jets or whatever, they might get some shit from their friends, but they're not going to get faceless, nameless, anonymous Toronto Jew Bear piece of shit guy tracking down your ex-wife if you no longer watch the Bull.
Okay, so what he's talking about, what Made by Jim Bob is talking about, and what Owen Benjamin, the dangerous predatorial cult leader, is defending, is the fact that whenever the Made by Jim Bob show, Jim Bob officially walked away, publicly denounced the bear cult and proclaimed it to be what it is, which is a dangerous predatorial cult led by a dangerous predatorial cult leader. Owen Benjamin, the guy on the screen, got his cult group called Big Bear Intelligence Group to track down Jim Bob's ex-wife. And Jim Bob's ex-wife got in contact with Jim Bob and said, "Hey, that was scary. I don't know what's going on, but I didn't appreciate that." And yet Owen Benjamin, the dangerous predatorial cult leader, is sitting here justifying that action that he took with his dangerous predatorial cult.
Dude, the fact that you're trying to equate the two...
No. Rimjob, he's lying. He's obviously lying. If Rimjob just stopped watching me, do you think people would be motivated to look into his life? No. Rimjob started...
See? And you cannot tell me that he is not a liar. At the very least, a manipulator. What he just said, do you think if he would leave me alone, that we would leave him alone? People would not be encouraged to look into somebody's life. Those are the actions of a dangerous predatorial cult. End of story.
Using his platform as a declaration of war to destroy my community that a lot of people are a part of. Okay? It's a big difference there, Mr. Liar Pants.
That's the same thing. That would be the same thing as Scientology with their squirrel group or whatever they do. There's other cults out there that do the same thing that he's doing. And he's sitting here justifying it. And there's people that are in comment sections and different videos trying to justify the actions of Owen Benjamin. Trying to say, no, he is good. He is true. He is beautiful. No, he's not. He's a dangerous, predatorial cult leader.
Shows how lost you are, how stupid you are.
Christianity.
Well, what's even wrong with that? They track down the ex-wife for what? Like, what's the damage that comes from that? Oh, I'm an internet person, ex-wife. Okay.
See, there you go. That's another one. That's one of the aspects of this dangerous predatorial cult. Oh, so they tracked down your ex-wife. What's the harm of that?
Who the fuck cares? They're all internet people.
Harassing people, what's wrong with...
By the way, he's now saying Toronto Jew Bear harassed his ex-wife. No, he just reached out to his ex-wife, and his ex-wife said that Rimjob is a mess and wants to be a cult leader.
Okay, so whenever another cult member tried to make space in between him and the cult, they literally called him. He lives in a different country. They literally called over there multiple places trying to track him down to make sure that he was still a part of the cult.
And it was a very nice conversation. It's his ex-wife. It's not his wife. It's his ex-wife who hates him. Okay?
Asking people, is that what you're asking? I'm really, are you a bear? Are you a bear, yes or no? Are you a bear, yes or no? Okay,
if there was no truth to what Jim Bob is saying right now, why would he feel the need to sit there and play it on his live stream and try to manipulate the situation into something that it's not? Because the reality is, Jim Bob walked away, publicly denounced the cult for what it was, and then Owen retaliated by tracking down his ex-wife so that he could try to or attempt to slander Made by Jim Bob. And now he's trying to justify those actions that were taken by the dangerous predatorial cult.
Bear name. What's your bear name?
G-Bear.
G-Bear? Are you Gunny Bear?
No.
Okay, G-Bear.
He's like, what's your bear name? Are you a bear? Time for some deprogramming. Are you a bear? This is Mad by Jim Bob. This is a perfect example. He is a fucking ex-girlfriend times 1,000. Okay,
So, and what Owen just said is something that other people have said about him. So he's literally just calling other people what people have pointed out in his personal life. And I say personal life, what he does on stream. He acted the same way with Steven Crowder, with Joe Rogan.
This is Made by Jim Bob's new show.
Hi, everybody. Hey, so we're taking Avenue. Oh,
Yeah, I can't tell. It's saved by Jesus. I am. I'm just filled with joy, man. Every day I'm just filled with the Spirit of the Lord. Fuck! You think you're a bear? You're not trashing. You have a face like a pig, dude.
He has to act like that because that's what lives inside of him. Whenever something really does upset him, I understand that was a little bit that he was doing right there. But whenever he really is upset and unhinged and spiraling, he'll realize it 30, 45 minutes in and then say something so insane that a normal person, if they were sitting next to you acting the way he was acting and then turned to you and said what he would say directly after that. A couple of live streams ago, he was spiraling, yelling, cussing, doing what he does. And then he realized what he was saying. And he forced himself to calm down, or at least to appear like he's calmed down. And he said, "Oh, today's a good day. My wife walked in and saw me smiling earlier." It was like, what? That literally came out of nowhere, and that doesn't make any sense.
Fucking crazy. This is Jim Bob right here. Ready? A stream.
the street from.
And Fall from Pockets of the Failure is pushing this as well. That I have all these fallouts with my friends.
And there's a reason why he uses he mispronounces words and just comes up with names for everybody that has upset him. And it's so that whenever other people regurgitate his words, he knows who has allegiance to him to the point of looking and sounding foolish, and who doesn't. And another thing is, I think it's a Luciferian technique, is there's power in names, and so whenever he does manipulate a name, that's his way of doing some kind of spellcraft or whatever it is that he actually practices.
Okay, I was in Hollywood for 16 years, and a lot of you guys followed me way back then with my Comedy Central specials, or being a regular on the sitcom Sullivan and Son, or being an Adam Sandler.
And this is another opportunity for him to remind his cult members, hey man, I'm Hollywood. Even though I talk a lot of crap about Hollywood, but remember guys, that's one of the reasons why you listen to me and try to be around me, is because you want to be a part of Hollywood.
Movies, or touring with Vince Vaughn, or doing Leno and all that stuff. Do you remember any of those people that I've ever turned on? I've never turned on any of them. Have I ever done a stream about the real Steve Byrne?
One of the reasons why he hasn't turned on any of those is because he doesn't want to burn the bridge back to Hollywood. And probably there is speculation that one of the other reasons why he hasn't turned on any of those people is because they actually have evidence. They know who he really is and what he claims not to be. And so as soon as he turns on them, I bet some pictures or some video or something would kind of sneak its way out of Hollywood.
Or the real Vince Vaughn. Oh, Jesus. If I showed you the cast of Sullivan and Son and you look through all of them, you can use myniggle.com and you can verbally look at every stream I've ever done. And I'm talking like thousands of hours. And I haven't bashed a single one of them. Okay? I don't even have any.
It's because he actually has allegiance with Hollywood. He says that he's never signed anything, but that's not true. He signed many contracts in Hollywood. So it makes sense for him to, let me just clear this up. It makes sense for him to denounce Hollywood, but not denounce anyone that he ever worked with in Hollywood. But everybody that has talked to him and worked with him since he's become a Christian and a truther and all those things that he claimed to be at one point, he doesn't claim to be anymore. He's trashed everyone that that he has worked with. Something isn't adding up. He has allegiance to something, and it isn't what you think it is.
About these people. The Impractical Jokers have ever done. The real truth about the Impractical Jokers. When I was in I've always just been chill about everybody, even the people that wouldn't talk to me anymore because they claimed I went crazy. I have not had falling outs about people I actually know in person. Okay? I not only don't know Paul from Pocket to the Future, I've never talked to him. He doesn't show his face online, and he doesn't have male friends. Okay? So when people say, I'm starting to see the common denominator, it's you. No, the common denominator is these fucking miserable
the common denominator is Owen Benjamin, because every single person he has ever worked with outside of Hollywood has turned on Owen because of who Owen is. But he has never exposed anybody or badmouthed anybody from Hollywood, because that's where his allegiance lies. He has not burned that bridge with Hollywood because that he is Hollywood. He still uses and practices the Luciferian techniques that he learned in Hollywood and from his dad with the rhetoric and all that kind of stuff.
Are clout chasing me, okay? They're trying to start beef with me so they can get clicks and money. People in my life, Steve Byrne, okay? Steve Byrne and me, like, we were really tight, toured all the time, we're on a sitcom together, blah, blah, blah. Kind of a falling out, like he didn't have my back during my issues and, just totally, all that shit. I never once did a stream about him. And you know what? Me and him are on friendly terms. A couple years after all that shit happened, we had a nice conversation. Like, I actually am not unstable with people in my life. Vince Vaughn, have you ever seen me do the true Vince Vaughn and some big fucking troll bashing of people that I actually...
All he's doing is he's telling you, the audience, his bears, where his allegiance lies. And it's with Hollywood. It's as simple as that. Take your bear goggles off and listen to what he's telling you. Whenever somebody tells you who they are, believe them.
In my life? No. Jim Bob came. One reason why the Jim Bob thing was so personal is because he's one of the only ones of all these people I've ever even met in person. And I was trying to
And he had to pay him to be there, from what I understand. That's how tight they were. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me.
Build my entertainment community outside of the entertainment world. And Jim Bob was one of those people I wanted to help rise up, to have in my world, to associate with, to be in my community. And guys, objectively, he went nuts. I agreed to do a theological
Another example of him not knowing what the word objectively means.
Debate with him about the Trinity. We privately agreed that it was going to be comedic.
I've never seen anything. If they privately agreed, was it on the phone? Was it through text messages? Was there a private agreement that it was going to be comedic? Because if so, that in itself is kind of crazy. To do a serious theological debate and try to make it humorous.
That it was not going to be serious. That we were going to show the people that we could not agree on the Trinity, but still be friends and laugh. He turned and made it serious, crazy, like Bible-thumping, churchy and horseshit. Okay? He started this whole...
So he goes into a Trinity debate expecting there not to be any kind of, biblical references or Bible-thumping. Horse hockey. That's how he refers to theology. That's how he refers to the truth of the gospel.
Crusade against my... I know now what he did, what he was planning on doing, that little weasel. He saw the Trinity as something called a wedge issue in marketing in my group. I don't think,
This is the Texas Go Radio Show, and I'm your host, Matorius. As always, till next time.